everyone, it's Carla here from Paint Me Vintage, Tarragon's Vintage Craft Decor and Chalk Paint Shop. I have been promising this video for a really long time, but obviously in light of recent events we are dealing with a whole bunch of other things as well. So I just hope everyone is staying safe and healthy out there. Us here at the shop, we are following all the recommendations that are coming through to us. We're still open if you want to come and visit, but if you maybe don't want to come into the store or perhaps want to purchase or browse not in person, we do have a online shop and a pretty extensive website as well, and we can courier those things out to you, or you can give us a call and we're more than happy to have your parcels all packed up and run it out to you as well. So yeah, just let us know what we can do to help. I know lots of us are spending a bit more time at home, so including myself. So I'm just going to keep jumping on here and doing videos and hopefully just lightening things a little bit and taking your mind off maybe other events just for a little while and doing crafting things, and often that's a good way just to clear the head and yeah, just feel a little bit normal for a while. So without further ado, I'm going to do a raised stencil, and I've got this at like this funny angle, so I'm going to have to bend it down. I've been promising this raised stencil for ages, so I hope you find this useful and helpful. The stencil I've got today is just one of my redesign with Prima ones here. It's a reusable plastic, just like all our other stencils. You could do this with any good quality stencil and any image, and we have loads and loads of these to choose from on the web. It's quite nice and big. This comes in a pack like that. Let's pop that aside. And I've got this old door, and what I'm going to do is pop the stencil, do a raised version of the stencil on this door, and then I'm going to paint over it once it's dry. So this is just one way of doing a raised stencil. So bear with me for a minute while I just turn it all down so you can see what I'm doing. And if you are catching us, yeah, I'd love it if you just, whoops, popped on and said hi. Oh, I don't know what's happening there. Yeah, popped on and said hi. Or, goodness, I'm not doing a very good job of this. How's it looking? Right, yeah, pop on, say hi, or let me know if you're watching the rerun as well. So I can't really see the screen very much at all, but I'm hoping that you can see this, and I hope you can hear me as well. So here is my board. I've just given it, had some mucky stuff on it, so I've just given it a quick paint with, this is Cafe Olay Vintro chalk paint, just to clean it up. I've already worked out where I want to put my stencil, and I've put some pencil marks there. And that's so I don't have to measure it out and waste your time showing me measuring it out. And then I'm just going to get some painter's tape like this and hold it into place. And because I'm going to paint over this whole thing, I don't mind that I've got those marks there, and I'm pressing the tape down pretty hard just so it all stays in place. Because with a stencil, your main thing is that you don't want it to move, because you want all of your stenciling medium to go through the holes and not under the holes. So this is the first thing, make sure it can't move. And then what we use here is chalk paste, which is comes in lots of different colors, heaps of different colors. We've just got 3 colors here. I'm just going to use the white one, I think, today. Will I? Yeah, I'm just going to use the white one today, because it doesn't really matter what color this is going to be, because I'm going to paint all over it. So I'll just show you what that looks like. So chalk paste is just kind of what it sounds like. It's very thick, comes with a plastic thing on top, which is really hard to get off. And they're super thick, like it won't even fall out. So it's kind of like super thick peaks, like that. And that's so it holds its form when you create the raised stencil. So my last video was just on stenciling with paint, which you could do with this stencil, and with the same stencil you can do a raised stencil as well. So we use this because it does come in different colors, which means you can create different looks on your piece, but super easy to use. So I've got this little rubber thingammy to scrape it out. You could use a spatula, a plastic spatula, or you could use an old credit card. These are just called spread pals, and they come in a little pack of 2 like that. We have all those as well. So you see, this is really nice and soft and creamy. You can water it down and use it kind of as a paint as well. So I'm just gonna now spread it all over my stencil, just like this. It's really nice and soft and creamy, super easy to use. And you can see I'm keeping my little spreader at quite a flat angle. If I have it pulled up like this, it tends to, from my experience, pull up some of the paste, which we don't want it to do. I'm just going to scrape that bit back in there because we want to use it all up. These are nice and pliable as well, which means you can kind of bend them, get them right in there. Now you can do this, I'm doing this one fairly flat because just on this piece I just want to create a subtle look to my raised stencil, but you could create it quite textured and kind of thick like that as well. I don't know if the video is going to show that, but you could absolutely create it textured. And then we have another texture medium as well, which I don't think we've got in stock at the moment, but if you're wanting a really thick sort of textured look, that would be perfect for that, because they all have different thicknesses and different textures to the medium. So I've just filled it all in. I haven't been too fussy because this is going to be a really aged looking piece. Now you don't want this to sit on your tools, so it's best to scrape that all off and wash that straight away, which I will do after I get off here. So that's it there. Now you don't let it dry because it will harden onto your piece and it will ruin your stencil. So it's really important to now very carefully just lift your stencil right up and off, and then have a bucket of water, or I don't know if you can see over here, I've just got a piece of paper there, and then I've got some baby wipes that I'm going to use to clean that up straight away, because if you don't clean up that messy stencil, that will ruin your stencil. It'll harden on there. It'll be really hard to use next time. So if you're doing lots of them, chuck it in a bucket of water, or if you're just doing a few, quickly wipe it with a rag and then leave it somewhere to dry flat. So that's our raised stencil. I hope you saw how easy that was. So yeah, it's just on there. That would actually be really pretty, which is why on its own against this colour, which is why it's nice that these pastes are coloured, because you could paint your background first and then do your raised stencil on top of a colour. But I don't know if you can kind of see that, but that is quite thick and raised on there. So I'm going to leave that to dry, and then I'm actually going to paint over it and use that as a base for a piece of artwork on here. So yeah, that's all you need to do. Just kind of looking after your tools and your stencils is the main thing. And yeah, it's just another way to, well, I can move this up. Hiya. It's another way to be able to use all of your stencils as well, because I love it when you can find different uses for the same things, because just means you can get more use out of them. I have created another stencil and we've finished it, so I might just go and grab it and see if I can show you that on the camera. Won't be a sec. Now this is a completed board that I did a wee while ago. That piece down there is just the painted stencil that I did in a video about 2 weeks ago, and this bit here is a raised stencil which I've highlighted in gold gilding. I wonder, can you see that on there? So yeah, it's super effective, and this is the sort of look I'm going to do on this piece as well. So I created this exactly this way by doing my raised stencil first and then doing all my paint effects across and on top of my stencil once it was dry. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. Stay happy, safe and healthy, friends, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye. And let me push the button.